Okay, so in this video we're going to be making a console table. We're going to be using this poplar up here. This table is going to be made all from poplar. Dimensions are going to be 55 by 15 by 32, and it's going to have the upside down V shapes on the sides and the back. It's going to be stained white, and with on the frame and the bottoms and top tabletop will be a provincial pine stain. So it's all going to be made with poplar. We have the lumber right here for this table, so we're going to start this process now. We're going to start milling everything up and getting it all kind of roughly laid out for assembly. All right, let's go. Take the rest of the frame. So the top is going to be 55 inches long by 15 inches wide. So these are pretty wide boards. Obviously not 15, but we're going to cut part of this is going to be the frame pieces too. So we're going to cut about 57 inches here. That way we can cut off 2 inches at the end after we laminate. So we'll cut this here. And for this, we're just going to use the jigsaw, just to prevent any kickback, like we did earlier. And then we're going to take it over to the track saw to get a straight edge. Okay, so we're just going to put our track saw track together, add our extension. This little fits in between here, and just take a little bounce through. Just get it right. Bridge. Just like that. Get this straight. This is a really tight joint. And we're going to use some biscuits and glue, some clamps to clamp this up, to laminate this and let it sit overnight, and then we'll start milling the rest of the frame pieces. We're planing to one side, and we're going to do a lot of sanding after this to clean it up, but they were pretty clean. There was really no rivets or saw marks or anything, so these are pretty clean. That's why I'm not overthinking it too much. So we're going to just laminate this now with some glue and some biscuits, and then we're going to do a lot of sanding after the fact. My main concern is getting a nice straight even glue up here. You don't have to do too much here. This will help with alignment. So hopefully I won't need any calls, but you never know. I'll just sit overnight and we'll resume with the frame pieces. We could do this in pretty much one full day, get this done. Since we don't have to paint, we're just going to stain. So stain we could get done definitely in a few hours. Okay, so most of our frame pieces are milled up. Our top is glued up down here, and we have our bottom piece here we're going to use from our leftover. And the only thing we have to mill up next is going to be our upside down V pieces, which would be on the sides and back. So it'll be like 1 inch wide and 1 inch thick, little slats, we'll call them. So we'll do that with the extra lumber over here. We have plenty, but I usually do that towards after I get the the frame built, and then I know exactly how I want the look. All right, so let's go. Now we're just going to run these legs through the planer, get them to the final thickness, and then we'll start like sanding it, and then we're going to just get ready for our joinery. All right, let's go. Okay, so now we have everything pocket screwed, or pocket holed, I'm sorry. So now we're going to run everything either through the router table, or we just might just grab the hand router and just route our chamfers on each edge here, on the legs and on the frame pieces, just to soften out the edges, and then we'll be ready to assemble. Okay, so for these frame pieces, we're going to be putting the chamfer on the top ones. This will be a top. We'll just put it on the bottom half, since the top will be facing upwards and the tabletop itself will be laying on it, so you won't see it. So we don't need the chamfer the top edge of the frame, just the bottom. So, and then the bottom pieces, we're going to chamfer both bottoms and the tops, like so. This will be the side. This will be the bottom of the side. Okay, so the last part of this before assembly is we're going to do a sanding. A rough sand. We're going to start with 80 grit. Okay, so now we're ready to assemble after we sanded everything. So this is going to be our front side here. This will be our back side. These are our side structures and aprons here. This is our top. This is the chamfer on the bottom, so the bottom edge is facing down. So we're going to we have our little reveal spacers here. We'll put these in. So these are going to be pretty aggressive since the legs are thick. And we'll just need some glue, a square, combination square for our bottom legs. That way we know where our space is going to be for our toe tip. Obviously an impact driver with a right bit, I guess we'll call it, like the square bit. Obviously, we're gonna need some screws and clamps. So you can either clamp down. I like to clamp side to side and hold pressure down as I'm gluing in or screwing in. So we're just gonna put a little glue on the end joints, end grain here. Don't overdo it, but you want to get enough you get a nice squeeze out as you're clamping it, screwing it in. The screws whacked as a clamp. We'll make sure we're square up top here. Make sure we're flush. And also I put a bottom piece in here to keep the bottom square as possible. That's perfect. This one needs to come in a little bit. So as we screw that in, it should tighten up. Now we're going to hold the pressure down. Okay, these upside down V's, the one that's going to go on the back here, go up and down here. I like to find the center. It's 23.5 should be. Check it. So I'm going to lay out my back piece, kind of sit like this. I don't want it to be right on the line because I won't have enough room to put my brad nails in. So right about here. And that will be our cut. But for the back one, we're going to cut around 45 degree, and then we'll get our, hopefully, a final cut here. It may go a little bigger. I think we go up to like 50 degree on here. We'll try 40. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right there. That's where we'll make our final cut. Before we put these on, we're going to sand them, and then we're going to put a chamfer on the edges too. I just want to get the cuts, make sure I have enough lumber, which I do, but I just want to make sure, and that's will be our cut. So let's do that. Okay, now that we have our cut, we know our going to be our length for this, roughly. We're going to set our stop block right here, so we know for the next one we just can cut it. Now the side ones are going to be a little different. They're going to be like maybe 15 to 12 degree cuts because they're going to be more parallel, up and down. That looks pretty good. All right, let's do the other one now. Okay, these side ones are going to be a little trickier. So these are going to be at 4.5. It should be. 4.5. Right there. And these ones are going to be more up and down. So it's going to be a little harder to do these. Just like that. So we're going to set our angle. Okay, so the side pieces we're going to set at about 13-degree angle. Some stop block. stop block. So I'm gonna rip 2 pieces at 4.5 inches. Okay, so first I'm going to put this bottom in. We're going to cut some bottom cleats out for the bottom shelf to hold in. So we cut 2 pieces at 9 inches. It'll be a little short. That's be perfect. Put a couple screws in. Okay, so now I'm just going to measure out to the final 55 inches. Roll up. What I like to do then is measure from end of the board, straight edge, to the rail itself. So we have 47 3/4, 47 3/4. That way we know we're going to have the same cut. I'm going to throw some these little Z-clip slots in with the biscuit joiner. What this does is let us put these Z-clips in that will move with wood movement over time. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to unassemble everything. We're going to stain now. One of the last steps. So the steps are going to stain, finish with some polyurethane, and then we're going to mount the top and the bottoms permanently before we deliver. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I'm just going to put some polyurethane on the bottom of the top. I also did the bottom shelves, the bottoms, tops. And this I like to do because it helps seal it. Hopefully prevent any warping, just a little extra protection. It's also just being consistent. So I'm just going to do just one coat on the bottom, just enough to hopefully seal it and keep it from bowing and moving over time, hopefully, and also just being consistent, giving it a nice look, you know, whoever looks underneath or whatever. So we're going to flip it now. Essentially, this is done once we mount the tops and bottoms and delivery. Alright, we'll let this sit for a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to mount the tabletop. So I like to take my combination squares. Fine. Okay. And then we'll get the end. Combination squares are perfect for this, getting your spacing. Okay, so now that we have our spacing, we're going to put our C-clips on the edge. Earlier, we like to do a little pre-drill, self-centered drill bit. Take screws here. Do a real high grip.